You remember during the BLM deal where you post a picture of a black square, like I support, and when one person does, then like one famous person does, now another famous person. Okay, now it goes down the line. Now everyone's doing it, and if you don't do it, now you're racist. Bada bing, bada boom. Episode 21 of the Riff Podcast. Welcome up. What? Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day today. This is the Riff Podcast, unscripted, here with another episode, officially top 1%. That's right. We've been pushing, been struggling to get there, but you know what? We are officially there. 1% of the podcast in the world. That's us. 21 episodes. We're here. Trying to make the best, do the best for you guys, give you the best content that we can. That is possible. So, if you guys do enjoy, hit that subscribe button. If you want us to continue this, leave a comment below telling us what we did bad, what we did good, and then maybe we can get on with the actual entertainment of the podcast. But today, I want to talk about a few different things, and one thing in particular is going to be the Barbie movie, okay? It's all the craze recently. The first time here's the deal. I didn't even know much about it. Like, honestly, since the C-19, everything past that, movie-wise, has been kind of crap. I mean, maybe there's the Top Gun, but after that, there's, like, no movies that have come out. Like, have you watched any?
That's what I watched Top Gun, and then I watched... Actually, I watched Top Gun, then I watched the new Avatar, and then I just watched that Oppenheimer.
Oh, yeah. The Oppenheimer. That actually looks decent.
It wasn't like if I was 3 years younger, I wouldn't have liked it. But, like, it's one that's not super exciting. Like, it's almost like a documentary.
Yeah, like a history thing.
Yeah.
Which I love history. So I think I would enjoy that movie. But I'm just not a big movie guy. Like, I kind of see it as a waste. Like, that's why I love YouTube. Because YouTube, you can watch that and consume that and actually gain education. Like, because it's real. Like real world. And while Oppenheimer is more like what I like because it's based on true story and historical facts, what I don't like is this Barbie movie. Okay? And I know we've talked about it before, how the media and the way the media works is to influence and persuade people to believe in some certain ideology or some certain motive, right? Media, most of the time, when people create media, it's not for profit necessarily, because a lot of those companies have enough money, right? They want to promote their ideas and gain power, okay? That's what I see. I mean, and before, I did not think like this. I was like, oh yeah, they're just making money, like creating a Barbie movie, and they want to target girls, and they just want to make a bunch of money. I don't see it that way anymore, dude. maybe I don't know if it's nihilistic or what, but I see, from what I've heard of this movie, I'm not going to go watch it because I don't want to promote that kind of stuff. I like talking about it and kind of exploring ideas behind it. So I know on Twitter, I think it's Instagram, Ben Shapiro. He's, right-wing guy. Has his own media company that he's created. And so basically he bashes any sort of mainstream media that comes out because he wants to promote his own media, which, okay, cool. But a lot of the stuff he has good ideas on. And he's a debater, and he's really good at debating. And what he talked about in this Barbie...
Is he like a master at debating?
Master debater. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's it. So... what he talks about is how this Barbie movie, how it is trying to get rid of the father figure in families, okay? And obviously, if you just watch this movie and you don't have this other prior knowledge of what media is, then you just see a bunch of pink and girls running around or whatever. But if you look deeper into it and you start to understand the nuances of the world and how the world works and how power is created, you then understand, like, wait, okay, men revolting against a government or ideology is the only way that things can change and people can get rid of power or get taken out of power and put in. Women being independent and by themselves, they're not able to physically remove people out of power. Okay, like physically, like one-on-one, man versus woman, woman's going to win, right? We've talked about this before in some of our other previous podcasts. You put a woman swimmer against a biological man swimmer, the biological man swimmer is going to win. Like, I mean, maybe, let's say 90% of the time, right? You know, you got the oddballs here, Ronda Rousey, okay, you know, whatever. That's just that. You can't. I'm talking about generalizations and women versus men, physical events. Men's going to win. So same thing when you get to power. Man trying to get power, father figures are going to be able to promote that and have their own stances on things, whereas female figures aren't going to have that. So getting rid of the father and taking them out of a family then creates everyone following this ideology that is the government, that is socialism, that is communism promoted, and the men having no say in what goes on in their family, in their society. Then it expands, right? Because it all starts with yourself, then it moves to your family, then it moves to your friends, then it moves to your city, then your county, then your state, then your country, and then the world, right? But it starts with yourself and your family. So removing that, which I think is what this Barbie movie does, I know I've kind of beat around the bush a bit, but with this Ken figure, I guess Ken is the Barbie guy or something. It was like always Ken and Barbie. And Barbie is obviously, you know, she's a doll, the main character. I guess Ken is an evil guy who wants the world for himself. I think it's Barbie Land or something for himself. I haven't watched the movie. Okay, I'm just picking pieces from it. But I guess in the end, Barbie ends up winning, and she gets Barbie Land all to herself. Which, okay. But then, now you don't have, and she gets rid of this Ken guy. The guy's gone. He needs to work on himself, right? So Ken's out of the picture, and Barbie's got this land all to herself. But then what? Now you achieved this, now you got the land. Now you got your Barbie Land and everything seems all right, but now you don't have a family to share it with. Now you don't have someone to build a future with. You just got all this land. You got whatever it is, and now the female's independent, and you know she's by herself. Okay, well that sounds like a good life, being by yourself without a family, and you know with all this riches and money, but you don't have anyone to share it with. Like that, and that's promoted in this movie. That's what it is. And I'm like what happened to the old Disney movies where Prince Charming and you got like Sleeping Beauty in the castle and Prince goes and saves her from the dragon? Like at least, and maybe there was some incentives back then, but at least it was like along the lines of like what's structured in society, like what works, not selfish, nihilistic. I'm going to take over this land and everyone else can screw off. I don't know. I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not a fan of that kind of propaganda, I guess, because it's really what it is. But I don't know. I guess a lot of girls are. They like it. They've been dressing up. They got the nails done. They got the hair. Like you see all this stuff. People going in the movie theater. Like who even dresses up for a movie, dude? You know?
That's what I was when I went to go see Oppenheimer like last week. I walked in there and we looked around. There was like 6 to 10 like girls, like not all in one group, it's like separated throughout the theater, like dressed in like full pink like tutus, and I was like, what the hell's going on? Like I was so confused. And then I saw like a big Barbie sign. I was like, oh, they're here to see Barbie. I was like, they're dressing up to see that movie,
dude. And that you remember during the BLM deal where you post a picture of a black square.
Yeah.
Like, I support.
Yeah.
Right? And when one person does, then like one famous person does, now another famous person, okay. Now it goes down the line, now everyone's doing it. And if you don't do it, now you're racist.
Yeah.
Right? When I see this sheep-like behavior where you go to the movie theater and you have to get your nails done, you have to put your hair up, and you have to dress up in a tutu and post about going to be Barbie, and you're promoting these ideas, I'm like, there's no way this is just money. Because if it is about money, they're the best marketing people in the world. Like, why wouldn't Top Gun do that? How many people dressed up for the Top Gun movie?
But there's a select few, but not as much as Barbie.
Not as much, and
Yeah.
not posting about it on Instagram and social media. And
Well, I think it's just the target audience.
I think females.
Like young female, like for Top Gun, most of the target audience are parents, like people who are old, like who are young to see the original Top Gun, and then the kids who are mostly boys who are old enough to like have seen it once or twice and want to go see it again. So like, no 13-year-old girls, like 13 to 20-year-old girls, were dying to go see the new Top Gun. I mean, I'm sure there were, but not worldwide like Barbie, and those are the ones who dominate social media for.
So
like
what
that age range?
So what I think it is that these females, like you said, the younger females or so, that target audience, I think that they are easily susceptible to propaganda due to the fact that they want attention, and they will gather attention in whatever means necessary. Right? I think as a female, like, attention is what they want. They attract, like, that's all they want in life. They just want attention from something, someone, many people, as many as possible, right? And then that's the artificial want. Whereas men, we don't really want attention. We just want girls, right?
Yeah.
We don't care if it's attention or not. You don't even have to talk to me. We just want you.
Yeah.
Like, physically, right? And so that's the two things where, as men, going to see Top Gun, you're like, oh, it was a cool movie, whatever, but, like, I want to go to the bar and hook up with this girl, right? So you're not going to promote about social media and stuff. The only reason why you do that is so you can be, like, maybe gather attention from girls you can show off. I don't know. But you're not showing off Top Gun. Whereas girls just want attention. They're like, look how cute I dressed to this Barbie movie.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just an excuse to post for them. Like, for, like, if you're talking about whether you think it's about more than just, like, money, then it just comes down to, like, people who actually made the movie, which I feel like it's both. Like, I feel like if you want to have, like, a worldwide, like great movie, it has to be more than just, like, it has to have some sort of, like, message behind it where people want to go see it. Like,
Yeah.
like that, whatever, what's that new one, the something Freedom?
Oh, yeah, Sounds of Freedom.
Sounds of Freedom, like, that's, like, been talked about everywhere, and it's definitely more about than just making money. Like, it has a message behind it.
Yeah, and then the what is a woman
or whatever.
Yeah, that's another one. And once again, they're promoting another ideology.
Yeah, that's what, like, it's just like controversy sells. So,
Yeah, that's facts.
Like, you can look at it and be like, wow, these people are, like, being, like, shitty. They're promoting, like, whatever you call it, like, feminism. Like, they want guys to fail or whatever. But at the same time, like, they're just promoting their movie with controversy from the other side.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
So, yeah, you're right, because controversy does sell. And what doesn't sell is being generic, being average.
Because otherwise, like, if it was just the Barbie movie and Ken lived happily ever after, me and you would have never talked about it on this podcast.
Yeah,
like,
it's true. It's true. And the fact that we're talking about is giving them free publicity and free marketing, which then drives more dollars. So maybe it is. Maybe they are marketing geniuses, and maybe they do just want profit. And if they do, props to them.
Well, don't get me, I'm sure it's a little bit of both. I'm sure they agree with that message, and then also they're like, and it's going to rack in.
Yeah, because that What is a Woman movie is the same thing. It's just on the other side. It's the complete opposite side, where it's not the woke ideology from the left. It's the whatever from the right side.
Yeah.
And they're probably doing it for profit reasons as well, you think?
I mean, definitely. I mean, that's what we talked about it a while ago. Like, I was saying, like, anybody who's doing, like, social, I mean, I don't know if you call it social media, like news, media, any type of, like, that stuff. Like, they can say they're in it to help people, but I think everyone, like, you're wired to do stuff for money. Like, you need money to survive. Yeah. Like, you're going to do, like, whatever you can to, if you know you do this, you tweak this, and you're going to make more money on this movie, everyone's going to do it. Like,
yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's everyone's, like, they're doing it for money, but also they have a side quest of motivating people or teaching people something.
That's true. That's true, because money motivates and drives you to do more and produce more and make it better, but then the flip side of it is you also want to better the world and what you think for yourself is the best form for this world, or the best way that the world should act. And so I guess in the Barbie movie, they think that women should be independent by themselves and not care about guys, which, okay. And then when you extrapolate that over a long period of time, okay, now men are being removed. Now kids aren't being had as frequently. Now the population is declining. Now there's less innovation because there's less minds to think about the innovation. Now you're in a declining society instead of an improving society, which is what I see. Whereas what is the woman, where you're kind of like, hey, a woman has a definition and a man has a definition. This other thing doesn't have a definition. It's just something random. Like, let's get that in line so then we can perform our everyday tasks so we can improve as a society. Where I think, so I mean, obviously it's my stand, you know.
I mean, how I see it is like, because like we're talking about the movie, like trying to persuade women that they don't need guys, whatever. Like that's been a message for 30 years now that they've been trying to push. So, I mean,
yeah,
it's not like people are gonna see the movie and like girls like making posts about it. So like you can be like, oh shit, what if they like ruin humanity? They start like disowning the guys, whatever. But it's gonna be same thing. Like you treat them like 10-year-olds. It's gonna be 2 months. 2 months from now, they're gonna forget about the movie. They're gonna get fired from a job and be like, "Dude, I need some guy that has money." Like, yeah. And then it's back, and like that's the same thing. Like we're like as we're growing up, we're like, dude, like in these days, like all these girls are doing this and that. But I wonder if that's like how everyone feels when they're growing up. Like when we're younger, like you don't really see it, and like you kind of follow your age on social media, like what your age is posting. So I wonder if like we like see like the world's just declining, but it's just growing up. Yeah. Everyone as they grow up is just declining. Which I mean,
yeah, and like if you're 15 years old, you're just like focused on biology, and
yeah,
you don't
exactly,
care.
Yeah.
You're the girls there. You're just like like they're fine. They go watch Barbie movie, dress up, whatever. And they don't see the big picture. Then I see like 70 and 80 olds who like get pissed at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think they see even more than what we're seeing right now. And they're like, yo, this is not how we need to do it. But we don't listen to them because they're old. And we're like, they're old. And they just, they're just senile. And we don't need to listen to them. And they may have a point there,
But they also might be senile and old, and we don't need to listen to them.
That's right. That's the hard part. Is like, all right. And that's where you get that 80-year cycle or 40 to 80-year cycle where it comes back. And then hard times create strong men creates hard times, create easy times create weak men create hard times. The cycle, it's about 80 years all the time because everyone's like, hey, we don't need to listen to him. Then the hard times get created, and then everything goes to crap, and you're back around. So, I don't know. I think we're coming out of it. I think the fact that we're talking about this right here is coming out of that hard times, creating strong men. I think we're in that cycle, and I think we're going to continue to do that. And then we're going to create easy times. And then those easy times are going to create weak men. And that's just the way it goes. It's how the world works. So that's going to do it for this podcast. I know we talked about Barbie a lot, but I think it's just a cool topic to kind of explore different ideas, different things that go on in our world, and figure out like what really is making this world turn. And in the end, usually that green paper right there in your hand usually gets it going. So if you guys enjoyed, hit that subscribe button. If you disagree with us and you like Barbie and you think the independent woman is what we need to do, let us know. Otherwise, guys, we will talk to you in the next video. Have a good one.